In this video, we'll take a look at how to set up an LTI, Learning Tools Interoperability Advantage setup using Docuseek. And we'll use Moodle as the example learning management system. So there are two parts to setting up a LTI 1.3 or LTI Advantage um, setup. There are values that are coming from the learning management system, and there are values that are going to come from Docuseek. So first we'll start over with our Moodle learning management system. And to set up an external tool, we'll go to Site Administration, Plugins, and under Plugins, we will manage our external tools. So we need to add a tool and now manually configure this tool so we can see all the steps needed to do it. We need to give it a name to, let's do LTI Advantage. And the tool URL will be docuseek2.com/view/LTI3. And we'll just put Docuseek streaming videos. The LTI version in this case will be 1.3. Now, to set up an LTI Advantage or LTI 1.3 setup, we're going to need some information from Docuseek. Now, Moodle uses, actually a backup. So LTI 1.3 uses a more sophisticated and more secure authentication scheme than the original version of Learning Tools Interoperability. And part of this involves a key exchange system where Docuseek will provide a public key that your learning management system will use to encrypt and decrypt communications from Docuseek and when you send information to Docuseek. Now, LTI Advantage is basically it's a set of extensions or add-ons or additional services that LTI provides. And the only one that Docuseek supports, and it's really the only one that's relevant to Docuseek, is a service called deep linking. And that allows users to launch a search window within the learning management system, search for content on Docuseek, click a button, and then everything pretty much gets set up automatically for the user. So once you get this part here where we establish Docuseek as a tool in the learning management system, then from then on it'll be relatively easy for your users to add Docuseek resources to their courses. Okay, so one of the things that you're going to need from Docuseek is the public key. And we'll go back to our to Docuseek, and this information is located on the My Docuseek page, which is basically it's all the setup and other related information. You need to be logged in as an admin. If you need admin rights in order to access this information, just email us at support@docuseek2.com. In our new interface, we released it actually, I guess, in mid 2018. We have a new tab here now that's been added just in a few months for the Learning Tools Interoperability information. On the left side is the information that was there before for LTI 1.0. On the right side is the information that you need for LTI Advantage. Now, the information that Docuseek is going to provide you is down towards the bottom here, and you can see these various links here that you'll add to your learning management system. The information above here is information that you'll get from the learning management system that you need to put into Docuseek. Now, you can also email the relevant information to us, and we'll take care of setting this bit of it up for you. But down below here, you see our Docuseek public key. We select that, copy that, and go back to our learning management system and paste that in the public key area. There are two URLs that you're going to need from Docuseek for setting up the external tool. One is the initiate login URL, and this is the first URL that your learning management system will use to communicate with Docuseek, and basically it establishes, hey, we're a proper user, and we need some information to get our communications set up. So this information is available here, our initiate login URL. Now, this is unique to your institution, and these last few characters at the end basically identify you to us as your institution. The redirection URI is going to be the same as what we put up here, but you can also see it here, the redirection URI. Okay, so we'll copy that, paste that in. For the external tool, just to set it up, we don't need any custom parameters. Let's go down and show more. We will want to set up what's called deep linking, which I mentioned before. This will allow your users to select resources. So we check content item message here. That will allow access to the content selection URL. Again, we come back to Docuseek. And the deep link URL is going to be the same as the URL we selected earlier. So we can go ahead and paste that in. If you want to see an icon for Docuseek, here's a link to a Docuseek icon that you can include. And we'll make this first one insecure since it's suggesting that's what it wants. Now those are the values that, those are the values that we need to supply to Moodle in order to set up our tool. So once we've got all that information, we can click Save Changes. And now you can see we have a Docuseek LTI Advantage tool. Now the information that you need to provide back to Docuseek is available here under where you see the button that says View Configuration Details. Now, a lot of this information I had set up earlier, but basically we'll just take these. You can either email this to us, or if you want to fill that in yourself, feel free to do that. So we have our platform ID, the client ID. In this case, you can see it's different than what was there. A deployment ID, your public key set URL, and these have already been filled in, so we don't need to go through the steps to do it. But and I should note that for other learning management systems, we'll try and get videos set up for those maybe a little bit later. But basically, this will be true for any learning management system. The difference is that they will name things differently. So you just have to, you can ask us or look at the documentation that comes with your learning management system to see how to access these values and which values are will correspond, say, to public key set URL or access token URL. The language is pretty similar, so it should be pretty easy to figure out. One thing that I should point out, though, is that for the LTI Advantage, Moodle asks for the public key information to be entered directly into the setup for the external tool. A more flexible system is where you enter in a URL in the learning management system that points to the same information that's out on the internet. And for Docuseek, this is what's referred to as our Java web key set URL, and that link is here. And the advantage to this is that if we ever need to update our keys, it's we update that information here, and then your learning management system will pick that up, and there's no additional configuration that you're going to need to do with that. But Moodle uses a more static kind of system where you will need to actually copy and paste the public key into the Moodle setup. Whoops. Okay, so let's go back to our Moodle setup. We've got our tool configured now, and I'm going to shorten the name here so it doesn't get truncated on our setup screen. So save our changes. Now, once this information is set up in Docuseek, actually, I think I've made some changes here, so I want to save my LTI changes. Okay, now in the learning management system, let's go to a course that we've set up, and we've got our Urban Studies 101. Now, I need to turn editing on. And I think in this case, up here, we'll turn, actually editing is already on, but you might need to go in here and turn editing on so we can add resources to our sample course here. Okay, now there's two ways that you can add a resource to Moodle. One is to explicitly put that information after you've gone to Docuseek and found the information you want. The other is to use, as I said, this deep linking service. Let's look at the first option. So we start by adding an activity or resource, and in Moodle we want to select an external tool. And let's say our activity is to watch a film. Now we can either let Moodle guess the tool that we're going to be using, or we can go ahead and select from the drop down here. And the tool URL will be the same as what we've entered before. Now, the one we can put a description, but we'll leave that blank for right now. But the main thing, if we're going to manually enter information about a resource, we need to provide a custom parameter to identify what resource or what film that the user wants to include in the course. So let's, I'm going to go to my licensed films, and let's say we want to include The Absent House as a film in our course. The important information is down for LTI Advantage is down here where it says LTI Advantage custom parameter key and value. So the custom parameters are a pair of values. One is the key, which for us is called film, and then the value for the film is this. In this case, it's a 4-character code that's case sensitive. And you can see for Moodle, it's entered as film as the key equals the value. So name equals value. So in this case, now we can include the icon URL. We can leave that blank for right now. And let's save and return to the course. And we now have an activity here. We'll can click on the watch film activity, and we're in Moodle, but Moodle has gone, exchanged information back and forth with Docuseek, and now displays the film player within the course page. Okay, we can start watching that film. Okay. The other way to add a resource to your learning management system is to rely on this deep linking service that Lti 1.3 defines and Docuseek supports. So again, we'll click on Add an Activity or Resource. It's an external tool. We'll watch another film. Although this, I think this activity will get changed once we retrieve the information from Docuseek. We're going to Docuseek Lti 1.3 is the tool we're going to use, and in this case now we can click the Select Content button, and it will retrieve a search window for Docuseek. Let's look for Urban Studies titles for our Urban Studies course. And the search retrieves all of the films that we've identified as keywords as urban studies and displays them in this search list here. In this case, there's several pages of it. City Life, the Barcelona blueprint, that looks good. I can click the Add City Life link here or click the film title, and it's retrieved that information and brought it back, and you can see now it's filled in the tool URL and provided an activity description. You can see the film's title actually ended up as the activity name. You might want to suggest to the student what they're supposed to do with this. The tool URL is filled in, and you can see the custom parameters for the film have also been retrieved and put into the learning management system automatically. So we've created now this new resource for our students. We can save and return to the course, watch City Life, the Barcelona blueprint, and again, we see the similar behavior. We click the link. Moodle goes off to Docuseek, retrieves the film player, and displays it now within the course management system. That's basically it for setting up a LTI Advantage resource in Moodle. And as I said, other learning management systems are very similar in the way that this is done, but you'll have to look at the documentation to get the specifics. Some of the language, as I mentioned, will be a little bit different, but it's pretty easy to figure out the analogs in, say, Desire to Learn, Brightspace, or Canvas, or another Blackboard, the other learning management systems that support LTI 1.3 to figure out what how to map the values they're looking for to what Docuseek needs and what you need to get from Docuseek. So if you do have any questions about setting this up, there are, as you've seen, there can be several steps for getting this stuff set up. But the key points are site administration to actually define the tool, and this may be done perhaps by the administrators for your learning management system. But once that information is set up, the key values from on the Docuseek side include if you're setting up a tool, a resource manually, you need to find the film key or name and the value, which will be this probably a 4-character code, case sensitive. And for all the setup stuff on the LTI tab, the information you provide, or this first set of fields, the information that we need to give to you, will be below that. So, but again, if you do have any questions, feel free to contact us, and we can help you in any way that you need. Thank you very much.